and you can just fucking go into it.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Finally get a little unscripted action. Which
Tell your sister and your mother, friend.
Keep going.
You know the words, dude. Don't be shy. Don't run away from your feelings.
That's right. Unscripted, and this will be released tomorrow, Saturday, 7/16. This is the week ending of 7/15. We've got a few talking points here to talk about. Anyone want to add?
There's some things to talk about.
Well,
I want to talk about where $12 million went. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, that's actually part of it. So go ahead. If you have some questions or you want to talk about it,
it's part of the sex budget. I don't know why everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, it's everybody knows there's.
You mean,
that's
you mean to
budget,
tell me
dude.
you're trying to tell me that Vince didn't have a sex budget all these years? Of course he did.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, that's right.
I would.
He can pay certain people, right?
I can't.
Billions of dollars. You're telling me he can't.
Sorry, Kevin Nash. I can't
spare
match that
12 million?
offer.
That's like
have
us
we
setting
started,
aside
by the way?
You know,
I just
Vince
want to be
setting
clear.
aside $12 million
Yes.
is like us
Yes,
setting
we're
aside like
talking.
$12.
We know
I'd
we're
set
gonna
aside
talk about
$12
this,
for a
so.
sex budget, just so you know.
12
$12.
What's interesting, when I can't remember which of you four said it. It wasn't me, but when the first incident came to surface, it was $3 million, and one of you had said, "Wow, Vince paid more on hush money for one person than he paid for the entire WCW library and rings, the whole WCW everything."
That was
paid
some
like
good.
$2.5
That was some
million
good
for
vagina.
that.
Oh, now it's gone up a lot more. He's paid 5 times more now than he paid for WCW.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because
$12 million.
now there's multiple incidents and there's $12 million worth of ridiculousness going on.
But
It's crazy.
So is it weird that like maybe because remember when Laurinaitis or Triple H like took over Laurinaitis' spot last year? Do you think they knew that was coming? And
No.
then
Does the
No,
timeline?
I
I think it
don't
happened
know.
quick.
No, because the other guy got let go because Mickey James remember she got released and she got a trash
the
bag at her door.
Yeah.
So
that was a
he
different
took the
guy,
fall
not
for
Laurinaitis,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the fall
Yep.
for that, and then Laurinaitis took his position after. I'm pretty sure after he left, then Laurinaitis either got promoted or came back to the company. I can't remember.
Yeah, but then Triple H took over that spot. Remember, like even before all this shit, before Triple H had his little.
I will
episode
say that I think Stephanie left,
Oh,
knowing that it was coming,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I agree with
not
that.
wanting to be around it. I don't think it was a thing of her like failing at her job, but I think it was very quick in
I think the
scramble
board.
and bring her back. as
Yeah, I think the
CEO.
board knew that this was coming, so they tried to kind of like play damage control. They gave her some distance, and it's like, oh, I'm stepping away to do some things, and then she can come back and be savior.
And then it happened quickly. Yeah.
can I put this in perspective? I remember vividly when the Attitude Era ended and she got promoted to like head of creative, and everybody hated her and you could instantly tell the product was different. It was just she had to learn, but we're impatient. Wrestling fans are impatient. We want it done right now. And looking back all this time later, we all feel a certain way about Vince because he was like either a father figure or a big brother to us because he provided us with the WWF all this time. We got into wrestling basically because of him. And we found, Joe was watching Crockett Promotion and stuff, when I first met Joe. But Joe was also watching WWF. Who wasn't, out here, especially on the West Coast.
Yeah,
that was really the only show.
Exactly.
How funny. Like that, when Stephanie first took over, we were like, oh, fuck, it's so noticeably shitty, the product, when she first took over. And then now, when we've been wanting Vince out for so long because he's too old and passé, this happens. Whatever got him out of there, and we're happy. I don't think I was ever happy when they're like, Stephanie and Triple H are coming back. I'm like, yes. And I just laughed to myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Like 10, 15 years ago, I was like, God, get him the fuck out. Like, let Vince fucking run his company. It's his company. And then now I'm like, get him out. Whatever. Sex scandal, stubbed his toe, overslept, whatever. Get him out. Like, I just
Stubbed his toe or overslept.
It's funny
and
because
he's
It's in the same hospital bed with CM Punk.
Yeah.
He's
fully.
my toe.
I'm sure he's fully in control. Vince is still. He's still running the shit.
Well,
but I mean, at
creatively
least like,
he is.
if he's not being a predator in many senses of the word, in the back, like as far as like putting his hands all over the content, putting his hands all over the girls, putting his hands all over everything. If he's physically not there, I can't help but think it won't be a better product, like a little bit better.
Maybe, I hope, because so that's the thing that they were talking about. So a couple things from the say whatever you want about Jim Cornette. There's a lot of things I don't agree with Jim Cornette on, but I do agree with him, or his co-host Brian Last said that Vince, which I didn't know how much they owned, but they own like
Brian. His co-host
80%.
sounds like Matt Stryker. Go on.
Fuck that
Doesn't
guy.
he?
I don't know. I just
He sounds like
picture
a Matt Striker to me.
Oh
wait,
like
or am I
if,
thinking of the wrong?
if Matt Striker like to me, I just picture like a heavy set like I don't know Boston guy or something like because the way he sounds like yeah fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But he said that the McMahons own 80% of the B shares, which I guess that's the one that holds all the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like Vince is going nowhere regardless.
They have 10-1 voting rights.
Yeah. So Vince is like literally going nowhere regardless. And they said, especially like what Jericho alluded to, he's all, hey, if he had an affair, that's wrong on him, but is it illegal? No. Is it going to get him in trouble?
No, they're gonna go on damage control to protect because they have a duty to the shareholders
Jim
to
Cornette,
protect the stock price. And if Vince being there has anything to affect the stock price, they're gonna at least have him not visibly in control.
Even though he shows up on TV.
Even though his first thing like what are you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna show up on all the programs.
So
that's Robert De Niro in Casino. He's like I'm not going anywhere. But really,
I think
you said that before. But
like Jess said, like Jess said about
Craig
who said you could have had the beverage job?
Like Jess said about him being a father
God
figure.
damn it, that was great.
Cornette said every time he worked with him, and just because Vince had this persona or aura about him doesn't mean Vince couldn't be fucking around. But Jim Cornette basically described Vince as like, yeah, he was the guy that he was like the friendly teacher, but then when he had to be the strict principal, you would sit up straight and he would look at you and you'd make sure.
Sounds like you're describing the beginning of most porn.
That's the problem, because that's the problem as CEO. Like, if there is repeated instances of predatory behavior and affairs, then if you're the global CEO and the biggest shareholder of a company trying to expand and reach out, then you're in trouble. Then you're fucked. So Vince can eat steak wraps and drink coffee all he wants and be Vince McMahon all he wants. But at the end of the day, like, that shit will not fly if you want more and more money to go into your company. And if you want Fox and others to invest in your company, and if you have 12 million, it doesn't matter whether it's his money or not. He's still any other CEO. If you are Bill Gates, because you love Bill Gates, if you are Bill Gates
Xbox.
and you have 5 affairs with people on your staff as Bill Gates,
that's the only good thing.
You would fire that guy. So if you are Vince McMahon and if you have 5 affairs under the books with performers in WWF as Vince McMahon, as contractors, you would fire that guy. So it is very, very dangerous for Vince McMahon to stay on at this point. What he's done, it's bad shit.
I appreciate all that. But Vince
what I was
still
trying to
is
say, he's still like there's a trouble with that because even though like the board does have a say so, if he owns that many shares,
correct,
and his voting rights, because like Bill Gates doesn't own that many shares of, he doesn't own the same percentage nor the same voting rights in Microsoft that Vince owns in
but your growth and international growth and dependent upon other money coming in, because you control all the money and that's great, but you have to fucking sell that money coming in and get those more shares.
Right. I mean, if the stock starts tanking, or it starts, starts on a downward trend, the board's definitely going to have say something about that.
Well,
has anybody checked what is the stock price done since?
I think it's fairly steady. It might be down a little bit. I think it's still fairly steady.
I mean, and there's there may be a lot of stockholders and a lot of people trading that stock. That's like,
did it?
It went up after the first, after the 3 million thing.
It's probably it probably feeds into his persona.
That's the other thing too. The fans love it because it's of course he did the genetic jackhammer. But no, the stocks went up after the first announcement. But no, Craig, what I was saying was what Jess said about like, we looked at him like a father figure or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Jim Cornette was saying he couldn't picture Vince coercing someone into doing that because he was like, Vince wasn't even the guy that if you pointed a gun to my head and say, does Vince McMahon have pictures of himself on his phone naked? And he's all, I would be safe to say no if that meant I was going to get shot for saying no, and he actually had it. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's what Jim Cornette viewed it, and like how Jess said, like, we viewed him as a father guy that provided all this content for us. Jim Cornette said the same thing. So that's why Jim Cornette was saying, like, I can't picture him like doing the stuff like sending the nude pictures to someone. He's he's all maybe.
But I think
when he
Vince
got
also
all
knows
that,
how to read the room. Like Cornette was known as a guy who never partied, always went right back up to his hotel.
Yep.
He even said it himself.
He's
like,
yeah.
I was the first one. As soon as the meeting let out, he's like, I'm fucking hauling ass up to my room so I can order a pizza and watch TV in my underwear. And call my wife and say goodnight. And he's like, that's what. So
but he said you never saw Vince drunk either.
When
like
was
hammered.
I think Vince knew how to read the room. I think when Vince was around people like Cornette, he morphed into Cornette. Like,
are you saying he's not capable of what he did? You don't think he got?
But he did it though. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah, he did it. Okay, good. As long as
it's not a matter of whether he did or did not. He has had. I mean, these are just probably 5 affairs that have come out. I'm sure there's been.
Yeah, well, Cuz said
it's been 40 years worth of affairs.
Right.
But
Cuz said it earlier. It's not illegal. People are trying to paint it as like he did something wrong.
For whatever reason, like these probably just ended poorly, and he was like, I just want you to keep your mouth shut. You know, like
exactly. Yeah.
It's corporate malfeasance. Should he keep his role?
My God, I wish Cuz was like this all the time. I know it's not real, but can I enjoy this for a minute?
But for real, guys, when was the
should he keep his role?
When was the first announcement, guys? Because I could tell you, around 6/27, June 27th is when it really.
I didn't even know.
My favorite Cuz. Hey, Cuz.
Cuz,
I think he might really be froze. Oh, he really was. So,
Cuz, should Vince McMahon keep his job? Cuz.
I know, no.
He froze again! Fuck yeah. Oh, what an asshole.
What file? Your
he
sound
lost
file?
GarageBand.
Let's use the Skype. Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Use Skype, yeah?
No, I was gonna ask. When was the? Did it really freeze?
We can use the video, yeah.
When did? Yeah.
We talk about the Stu Hart house, yeah.
That Vince, he's in trouble, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, Dave. You're like you're like Bruce Hart, Dave. Oh yeah.
I hate this fucking format. God damn it.
Yeah, buddy.
Never mind.
Yeah, we see you.
What are you, John Cena?
You Cuz Cena.
So, Cuz the question was, should Vince McMahon keep his job?
No.
I think if this was any other industry, no.
He'd be gone.
For some reason, with this, it almost like I think it feeds into it.
Wrestling's always been different.
Yeah.
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 We all
you
knew
want to
Vince
be
was
different, then be different. But if you want to be real, then you want to be S&P 500. You want to be Dow, the Dow stock.
Yeah.
You want to be a global company, $10 billion worth. You can't do this shit.
They would go to business.
I mean, from this standpoint, he'd probably stick around. But he should use this opportunity to step down and hand off the reins to Stephanie or Triple H or whoever.
He doesn't want to, though.
He doesn't want to is the problem.
Yeah.
Like realistically, when Vince steps down, he dies within a year.
Yes. Like
He's
Joe
dead
Paterno.
within a year.
That's exactly 100%. Like just like Joe Paterno, you're dead within a year. Without
Or
WWE,
he starts an independent wrestling
done.
promotion in his backyard.
It's all like
you
the
can't
best,
let it go.
the best wrestling ever.
I think
It's just pro
DK.
wrestling, no
one-
sports entertainment.
there might be one thing, guys, that you're leaving out on this. I mean, it's
Jesus.
Undertaker
just my
versus Shawn
opinion
Michaels
on it.
every night.
No, go ahead.
God, am I fucking muted? I must be muted.
No, we can hear you. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
There's one aspect that you're leaving out when you're a supervisor, you're a boss, you're an owner, and you do this stuff. There's gonna be at least speculation, if not actual fact, that he used his power to manipulate his employees to do what he wanted to do.
Correct.
And that is illegal.
Yeah, if he does that,
Correct.
yeah.
Because and that is the part I think that we're leaving out. I'm not saying that's what happened, Joe. I'm just saying
at that point, then yeah, he should
that
be
might be
fired.
the
But
one
if he
part
was
that we're
just
missing.
Let's just
around.
call
Above and
bullshit
beyond.
and let's say
don't tell that bitch Linda. Here's $1 million.
That is what happened.
Whatever.
And let's say that he's done it for the last 30 years. And let's say we don't know who it is, but probably Trish. You pick your women.
Well, I mean, you better have at least,
He's just a steak wrapping, coffee drinking dude. and a man's man and an alpha dude that has probably done this for 40 years. Can we just agree that that's probably Vince McMahon? And that's what's made him great. And that's what made the Federation great. And that's why there's been no WCW effect. It's his.
It's like Bill Burr said about
world.
Arnold with the maid that he got with behind Mrs. Kennedy's Schwarzenegger's back. He said that dude's been in the zone for over 40 years, and you didn't think he was going to do that. Like,
yes.
And then all the people judging him like, do you have any idea what it's like to be on that level? He was in the zone for 40 years, like you acting like you know what it's like to be at that level, like being tempted like that every day. Like, it's Vince. It's the genetic jackhammer.
But you know what? Then don't make your company public.
Hey, I mean, is it a coincidence? Which is the next topic, that it's going back to TV 14. I mean, maybe he wants to.
I don't think that's not official yet, right?
Everyone said it was next week, but I guess it's going to be like a couple weeks from now. It's not going to be next week, but they are.
But what's going to change? Because we were talking about that.
When was it not TV 14?
2008.
When did it stop being TV 14? I mean, it was added. TV 14, it was Attitude, yeah. And then
they've had a few pay-per-views.
So kind of the end of
they've had they've had a few
aggression.
pay-per-views like Hell in a Cell and Extreme Rules that were TV 14. But other than that, their regular Raw and SmackDown has been PG since 2008. So I mean, I don't think is it going to change? It doesn't matter.
It's never like. But the misconception is that like the Attitude Era worked because it was PG-14, worse than that actually. Like, it was
AEW's
fucking rated R.
Right? They're better. Like, they're automatically better, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not the rating. The rating was only put on the product because people were bitching about the product, so they wanted you to put a warning out so parents would change the channel. It was the writing. It was the characters.
No, of course,
That's what was the best part about
it.
That's why it worked in the 80s. It was worse than this in the 80s as far as
I don't know, dude.
What?
You did not, bro.
I went with Bruce. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jess,
I don't know, man.
Bro. But I mean, like, we liked it in the 80s because we were kids.
So I don't know if it's that bad.
I think to your point though, the rating system has gotten softer. That's why it could just be because of that. They're like, no, you're doing a lot of crazy things. You're talking about big balls now on SmackDown, and you got to go 14.
Dave, that's a good point. It's not
TV
their
14
choice.
was not the same.
USA might.
Have you watched a rated R movie in the 80s? That's wild. That's
a good point.
That's like.
So as usual, different. The internet wrestling community is overreacting to something stupid that the network probably pushed on the company and just said, you know what? You're talking about how massive Miz's balls are, so you need to be TV 14.
Well, everyone says shit and bitch on TV now, so they have to.
Yeah.
Right, and like Dave said, that's more common than it was like 30 years ago. You couldn't, if you said shit and bitch, it was like after 9 o'clock. And what show said shit for the first time? Was it NYPD Blue?
Dude,
no,
don't even ask me to look that up.
That sounds. I think you might be right.
Well, South Park did the shit episode, but that was cable.
Yeah,
ABC, NYPD.
You can always say what you want on cable. People just don't. Now they do, but people just don't. Back in the day, like USA, you've always been able to.
Isn't it funny? Like when I was younger, it was like.
Right, but I think they also had the restrictions. Like you had to say it like it was. You had to be after 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, and so some of the content, but I mean, on network television, what was it? Was it?
No, it is. It's an FCC. Difference between cable and over the air and network television. Like they have completely different rules. Like you can.
I think the first TV show to say shit was Full House. Just
Danny Tanner told
my dog licked my ball.
Fuck you, bitch. Go to sleep, bitch.
Cut it
I thought it was NYPD Blue, but that might have been the
kill her.
So
that was a South Park episode. He's like, he leaves the room. He's like, you got some shit on your mustache.
That's
as
said
Lord and Savior Dave Meltzer, there was a memo within the USA Network that went out this morning regarding WWE changing to TV 14 on July 18th. Apparently, that was sent out prematurely, and the date is not finalized yet.
So Dave's right. Then it was the network that leaked it. It wasn't anything. It's in other words, it's not a conscious decision of the writing to change in WWE.
Even if
it's just the network saying
even if WWE said we're going TV 14, it doesn't mean it's gonna.
It was done too early. It had
better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The show's got to do it.
No, I was just saying that even if WWE came up with the idea, it doesn't mean the show is going to be creatively better. It just means now we're going to say bitch 10 times instead of 8 times. Like,
But that's what I mean. Like people are celebrating, all the internet wrestling community. They're
I know.
celebrating it like, oh,
It's bad.
finally it's going back
They're
to the
not
way it
gonna
was.
see
I was
a
like,
change.
no, there was good characters before. Do you see a Stone Cold now? Do you think there's anybody even that close? Do you see a DX right now? Is there anybody even that close? I mean, not even remotely close. Listen, good job, Roman Reigns. But like it goes the people that we really know like influence the industry, and then it's Roman Reigns. Let's be fucking honest. He's the top part of one of the worst periods in wrestling history.
Yeah, not really to write home
He's
about.
on top now when they couldn't. Yeah, there's nothing
He's like the
about.
Diesel of this
Well,
generation.
hey,
He's not even on.
Oh,
Cena's,
hey,
he's not even on.
hey, Joe.
Really?
But
He's
hey,
better than
a
Diesel.
little
I'm
bit.
sorry, he's better.
He's
just-
not even
no.
on Cena's level.
If
Roman
he's the
Reigns. So
Diesel-
let's be honest. Like,
Yeah.
is this the best use of his character? Yes, absolutely. Should he have done this a
Yes.
long time ago so people wouldn't have booed him while he was a face? Yes, but it doesn't mean he saved the company just because they actually have good writing with him.
It doesn't
and they have
mean-
a storyline
It
they're
doesn't
dragging
need
out. for 2
saving though.
years.
That's the difference.
But
like we're trying to compare stuff like to Cena days.
it's
or
not-
Hogan days. It's not the same thing anymore. He's doing fine. They're
That-
making.
that's what I was gonna
billions of
say. He's
dollars.
making money on the
He's doing-
merchandise.
He's
though.
doing
and he's
fine.
on top of
Merchandise
that right
is doing
now.
good.
Well,
It's a
they're not.
Bloodline
They
merchandise
are.
is correct.
They,
You replace the guy in 6 months or a year.
But-
It's
They are making
Not
billions of
solely
dollars,
on
but
Roman,
not in the
but-
same way they used to.
Hey.
They
Yeah.
used to make
Nope.
billions of dollars because they actually had somebody that moved the needle. Now they
Nope.
make billions of dollars because NBC Universal and Fox gives them billions of dollars to put their product on. Two
That's what I'm saying.
different
It doesn't
It's not the
matter.
same
They're making
thing,
billions
so
of
why-
But that's
dollars.
what I'm saying. It's not Roman. Roman could get taken off TV tomorrow.
Well, he's
and
been
be
off TV.
exactly the same.
He's
He's
been
not
off TV.
doing anything.
Hey, he's
not
been
doing
on.
anything.
He's been
Yeah,
on the
he's been
last
off
two
TV.
pay-per-views.
Yeah.
He's taking a break. Yeah,
But that's
it's
what I'm
not the
saying. Like
same
everybody
WWE anymore.
everybody puts him up a little bit, like as Roman's
agree.
like this guy that's
No,
moving the
it's the
needle. and
best
I'm
Oh,
thing
like,
they
I love
have.
Roman. Hey,
It's
I'll
the
tell
best
you
thing
that.
they
I
have,
love
but it
Roman
doesn't-
right
yeah,
now, but
no,
yeah.
Let me correct myself.
Well, yeah, he's
I
the best
love
thing
what
they
they're
have because
doing
they're
with
yeah. I
him.
mean,
Well,
but there's nothing else.
Yeah,
and you
like,
know-
even remotely
Yeah.
You
that
know,
successful.
Vince.
You could argue though that the reason why
Oh, am I
Roman is
muted?
where he is because they're like, this is working. It's fine. You don't have to play too many risk here. It's okay. We're making a ton of money. It's fine. Again, it's
But
not the same
they'll never
company, it's not the
be
same
another
risk
Rock.
factor need.
There'll never be another
Actually-
Stone Cold because everything
No.
is scripted and they don't let
There
them
m-
develop.
Maybe
their
that's why
scripts
they're
on
going
There
to
themselves.
might
14,
be.
though, huh?
I mean, there might be. We
Yeah, there
don't
might be
know
that.
yet.
Maybe that's why they're going to.
So-
Yeah, but like any
Yeah.
like
Let-
the reason why like Rock and Stone Cold and Hogan and all the guys back from back in the day, not to be get off my lawn, but like they found their voice. Look at Triple H. Look how long it took Triple H to find his voice.
Yeah.
I mean, from really
Mhm.
shitty characters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
It's
aren't
creative freedom, Joe.
if you don't aren't able to kind of like have a little bit of freedom to fail and make mistakes and whatever and like say the wrong stuff and be like, this is not working. When you just get your script in the morning, you're just like, whatever. I'm gonna go out and do it, and that's it.
But let's talk about like, can we see maybe Theory being that guy?
A
Can
lot
we
of people
see
believe
maybe
that, though.
one
Even
superstar like
Zeb,
breaking out and
Dutch
being?
Mantel.
I
Dutch
don't-
Mantel
I don't
thinks
think
so,
it-
and
I don't think
Vince,
it's that hard
Vince
to
has his
believe.
stock in him.
I don't know who said it. Dave might have said it or Joe might have said it right now. I don't know if they want that. Like if
No,
so
they
to
don't.
go off
Like to make
the thing to do right now, to me, the explosion's going to come when Roman turns face. That's when the explosion can come because he's doing such a good job as a heel right now. When they actually have, if they Anakin Skywalker him and he grabs the Emperor and throws the
It's gotta
Emperor
be
over
Vince.
that fucking bridge, that's when the crowd's going to pop.
Genius.
But do they want
Nice.
that?
Genius.
Like,
That's how they're going to
They're
write
not
Vince
gonna do
out
that
of the
because
fucking
Roman's
they
gonna
want
beat him
that.
at Mania.
It's
and
going to
then
be Roman Reigns.
That's the only way they're
but
going to
that's
do
what
that.
makes
If-
that's what makes because there's good in Roman because he's a good looking guy. He's a big guy.
Damn it.
He's a pro wrestler. He looks like a pro wrestler. So that's a face. He is right in front of you. But do they have somebody that can dethrone him believably besides Brock? Because come on, I love
no,
Brock.
Rock.
But
Not Brock.
but-
Brock.
Boo.
well, even the Rock though. What's the Rock going to do?
Speaking
If the
of
Rock
phony
beats him,
wrestling.
Yeah, they
why?
can't-
Like
I mean,
why?
Rock's
Yeah.
50 plus years old.
No,
like,
he's
I
like
mean,
40.
how come?
No,
you
no,
know,
I'm
not
saying
even that.
he's
Pop
good
Rock,
for
but-
WrestleMania in LA in April for the biggest payday they've
But
ever
I'm saying
had.
what
That's the,
to say
and then
what
you have
to,
to do something after that.
to quote CM Punk, who's going to stay, me or him?
No,
You.
Roman will
Well,
go.
then
I think
why-
Roman's going to go over The Rock. The Rock's
Like,
not
yeah,
going to win
you
the
know.
title and then be there. Which
I
will
think
be
so
a
too.
cap.
I think so too. I think they'll get the title.
Hey.
Roman's gonna
Hey.
lose the title before that happens. They
Hey.
won't wrestle
Yeah,
for the
I-
title.
yeah, I
Which,
agree, Dave.
no,
I
that's
agree.
But-
great. But does Roman go face on Rock?
Maybe, but
Like, how does that happen?
Yes.
No, Rock.
Yes.
I think
Well,
Rock is face.
yeah.
I don't
what if
think
Rock
anybody would
beats
boo
up
The Rock.
Roman after and
Yeah.
Theory cashes in on WrestleMania?
He could do some really shitty
Imagine
heel
that.
stuff for 6 weeks.
But
right? No?
to Jess's point, like there's a moment there, like
You know I'm right.
if Rock's going to do it, it's going to be
The Rock. After,
How do you do
The
it?
Rock beats
The Rock could play it. You never know. That's a good point. The Rock might be like, dude, let me come in and be the heel, the Hollywood Rock.
Hollywood Hogan.
Fucking hilarious. Which is dangerous because he's going to get cheered.
But he's still not going to get booed.
Yeah, he's going to get cheered. And then, again, do you want Roman back to the 50-50? I don't. And I think that's like, I think you have to have
Rock could come in, pull a 10-year-old kid out of the stands, put him in the middle of the ring, take a shit on his chest, and everybody would still be like, yeah, that's awesome.
The Rock's back.
We love you.
Oh my god!
And then
shit on a kid.
And the most excited person out of all of that would be the kid that got a shit taken on his chest. He'd be like, "This is the greatest day of my life."
You know what you do is Roman beats
There's no
the
way
Rock.
to Rock. You know.
You know what the key is though, and I keep forgetting about
that's
him.
The other, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially after he gutted out that match with Hell in the Cell, and the match
was so good. I just watched that the other day.
So when Cody comes back, he's that guy.
Actually, you have to think though, because their plan is still to separate the titles, so they could still go the separate route, and Seth Rollins could still be, he could be the next champion.
Why would you unify?
That's the stupid
I read today that Cody Rhodes went under surgery. There was so much blood in his chest, he almost had hematoma. They had to drain so much blood because there was so much blood in so the
that was a
surgery
hematoma
that went to connect the pec was too much.
Well, what you can do is the Rock can Roman can beat.
He lost
but
so
can
much
Cody
blood.
last? Is Cody's face pop
Well,
only
then he's
gonna
gonna have to go heel.
When you base your character off, I just need to win the title. After you win the
what-
title,
what's
well, then you
after
turn
that?
him heel right away.
Yeah.
You just turn him heel right away. The next night on Raw. And
that's
I
a good
think
point,
Cody
too.
now. I think no.
So, I hate my dad.
He can be like, I was better than you, you stupid polka dot fat son of a
dad.
bitch. Oh.
Hey, he's the best. He's the best Rhodes in the business. I don't care what anybody says.
He's great, man. I love him. He's good.
I
not
think
even
you know
close
what? I
anymore.
think we'll forget about him. By the time he comes back at WrestleMania, we might forget about him.
That's what I'm afraid of. I wish they were
But
playing
you have to
video
know,
packages of
look
him right
look
now
how
and
much
remind
creativity,
people of him.
or
I wish,
how much they're letting him be him. You have to know Cody is already thinking even if I come back to a big pop, they're going to boo me. When I get the title, they're going to boo me.
I hope
Trust
so.
me, he's
so.
working out his plan.
Well, maybe Austin,
and he's got control.
If they split up the
He's got
titles,
more control than most people do.
And by WrestleMania, even if it's Roman and Rock at WrestleMania, Roman will have the title anyways. He's either going to lose to Brock or he's going to lose to Theory. They're going to do something.
If Roman doesn't have the title, I say
pull it
then
off
he
him in a
should beat
shitty
Rock.
way.
Yeah. Theory's going to have
what
some.
if-
They're going
what
to have
if
some sort of
Rock-
schmoz
what
ending
if
with
Rock-
Theory. Theory's going to steal the title, and then Theory
you
will
got
be
it.
able
No,
to.
you
the
got
way
it.
I would
And
do
then
it,
Theory
you have
will
it.
lose
That's
it to
perfect.
Roman.
Wait,
Or
Roman-
lose it to Cody.
The
Let Dave
Rock
mute over
punishes Roman out of nowhere, beats him down to a pulp, and brings Theory in and wins the title. That's how you get him heel, right? That's what you're saying.
What?
The Rock comes in and acts like he's Roman. You're the best. You're the best one of the family. Beats the crap out of him. Brings in Theory to pin him.
What
for
I
the
was gonna
title,
say
and they're
was,
wrestling
No.
WrestleMania.
I mean,
That would get the right
Yeah.
cheered though.
I think either
You think so?
Roman loses to Brock at SummerSlam and it's a big heated they're the shit kicked out of him and Theory comes and steals the title on the cash in,
Mhm.
all right, you motherfuckers.
or maybe at Royal Rumble, and then it ends up being
What?
Theory and Cody.
What I
at
was thinking is if
SummerSlam
they're gonna
for the
do
title.
Roman and Rock at WrestleMania, you have Roman beat the Rock, and they can do the embrace, and then after Rock can beat
I just think
the
'cause
shit
people
out of
hate
Roman
Theory
and
so
have Theory
much,
just come out
maybe.
and cash in.
Because
at Mania.
isn't Roman going away after SummerSlam? Isn't it the rumor?
And there's going to be 2 nights of Mania too. So
I
maybe
think
they do
eventually
separate
it's gonna
and they
happen.
Just get it off him. God, it sucks.
They're
just
gonna
wish
do it
they
though.
could.
They've already been talked. It was talked
I-
about before they combined the titles.
I think we're gonna have Roman versus Rock. Roman no title. Rock pins Roman no title.
All right.
I think Roman pins Rock.
Yeah,
with
that's
those
what I
titles.
always thought it was.
All
gonna
right.
be.
Well, we'll see.
Unless
The
unless
Rock
maybe
might not
right,
allow
maybe
it. The Rock be like, I'm
he
not.
loses to
I'm
the
not-
Rock, and then he realizes I shouldn't. I was a dick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
There's your face burn.
I want a sex budget.
I mean, the
Yeah,
Rock,
exactly.
I'm not paying. I'm not paying.
In my new contract, I want 12 million sex budget.
He's like, I just want to.
Speaking of
I will. Yes, I.
speaking of a budget, what do you guys think about Sasha Banks charging $30,000 for an appearance?
that was on my list, cuz. Nice job.
If you're
I mean, if
dumb
she
enough
can
to
get
get
it,
your
good for her.
non-wrestling
okay,
appearances.
Like if it's a
What to wear?
Comic Con or
Non-wrestling-
whatever,
I guess.
Like
Oh,
Dave Brothers?
dumb con.
$30,000 non wrestling
We
appearances.
were just talking about how like it's a machine now, right? Can she even draw $30,000 for anything?
Oh no, it
I
doesn't
don't
matter
think
what
so.
she draws.
That's the thing.
She will be paid $30,000, and then she will make. Someone will pay.
But that's what I mean. A
$50
good
to
investor or a good business person is going to be like, there's no way I'm going to
is that
recoup
worth it?
$30,000.
I guess it depends maybe what market, but yeah, I don't
Why
think
would you?
overall.
I was thinking about having Sasha at my
But
kid's
you know,
birthday, but not now.
Maybe she'll be
see-
Ric
you
Flair's
see all
last
the-
opponent, and she'll get $30,000.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Can we talk about? We are 15 days away from
In your home
Ric
state,
Flair's
Craig.
last match. The entire
your home
card was
state, Craig.
phenomenal.
Indie
Are you
shows.
fucking going,
It
dog?
might be one of the most it might be one of the most profitable indie shows ever.
More profitable than
It
AEW.
look,
when you
the
think
card
about
is amazing, and he still doesn't. So, all I'm thinking is he might.
Craig, he's
fake-
just now. They had to start him. You see the video today where he's putting his boots on.
No.
He has to start now to have him laced up 15 days from now.
He
That's all.
might. He might
You sit there with that old guy face.
He
It's
might
part of
have
the
to
journey.
fight-
It's part of the journey.
He might
Lace
have to
up
fight
my
Conrad.
boots.
It might be Flair versus Conrad.
It's a lot.
If no one else does it, it's Flair versus Conrad, right?
Can
Oh, that
Conrad
would be
do
good.
it? That'd be so
I think it's
fucking
gonna be
funny.
Jarrett.
Oh my god,
It's gonna be Jared or Jericho.
That would be the greatest main event wrestling history.
In a
It's gonna be
one-man
Jared or
gang
Jericho.
singlet.
And he gets up
He shaves his head in a mohawk, gets a couple tattoos.
in an Akeem seamless.
Baby, roll
And,
tide.
and like right before he like does his move, like
I'm a
he
jive soul,
signals and
bro.
The crowd
I'm
goes,
a jive soul, bro, and
the
then
crowd
never
goes,
get
"I
nothing
love
in
you
the
for that,"
hand.
and he doesn't.
So was
Like, all of
I'm
his
sorry, was
signatures.
Jay Lethal just a rumor, Justin?
What?
Was that just a rumor? I thought that was the confirmed.
Well,
Jay
they
Lethal
seem
is
like
not-
they
No,
were-
he
they
doesn't
seem
have an
like they were-
opponent, Dave.
Yeah, they seem like they were teasing Jay Lethal. Then they seemed like they were teasing Jarrett.
Yeah,
And
that's
was
what I
like,
thought.
"Fuck, would you pick somebody like at this point?
Oh,
What about
That-
Sting? Was Sting couldn't be a final opponent?
People have been talking about that too. That Tony Khan might let Sting go.
Of course
in and
he
do
does.
it.
He's gotta be
But
there to Vince,
listen,
right?
I don't want to see. Here's what that's going to be. Sting's going to press
Here's
him.
what that's gonna be.
Sting will press him and then hip toss him out of the corner, and then Flair will go to the top. Sting will cut him off, slam him off the top rope, Scorpion Deathlock, and then it's
Oh,
over.
dude,
It's
that would be fucking funny.
That's all their matches. Like,
Except
it's
he
all their
might
matches.
die from a fucking bump.
He said he
It's-
came because he's got like that.
Yeah.
It's not a pacemaker,
Pacemaker.
right?
It
some-
is a pace.
Is it a pacemaker? He says I have to practice my bumps to make sure I don't come unplugged on
Wow.
the pay-per-view.
dude, that's
That's what he said, which is really funny.
Dude, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Just when you
Nobody's
thought you'd
going
see
to
it all,
wrestle
right?
him. It's you think you're the killed Flair?
I'll do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
If
He
they
gets
get
out,
some
he's
random
like,
person, I'll go wrestle him.
What?
I'll take
Oh
that-
my
that
god! So
moniker.
what?
The
What if his
Flair
last opponent's like,
killer.
remember the time that they said I was so good that I could wrestle a broomstick? And he wrestles a broomstick for his last match to be fucking beautiful.
Oh my fucking god, Jess. That might be
actually
it.
Should be it
Jess. Holy
because
shit.
that's part of
And
it.
the
Brilliant.
broomstick's
Oh, God.
name is Hogan. Like, and they just starts wrestling.
You know what? Okay.
All of his ex-wives.
We
are all the-
A gauntlet
I
match,
think
Ric
it's going
Flair
to
in
be
a gauntlet
Hogan.
match with all
It's
his
going to be
ex-wives.
Hogan.
It's a handicap match
I
with
don't
his
think-
five
I don't think
ex-wives.
Hogan can do it. I don't think Hogan
Oh,
can do
dude,
it.
if that. Oh man.
Hogan's not going to take a bump. I think
Hogan
Hogan can
can't
do
bump.
it. I think it will work. Hogan won't
A
take a bump.
Yeah.
And, it's
They
going to be
would
Hogan.
bleed. Oh my
Hogan's
god.
Hogan's mostly made of metal though, Craig. I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm
I'm telling you,
RoboCop
I will
now,
bet you
brother.
all
I can't-
$50. No, it won't.
I think I think all $50. I think like they would just bleed.
They
continuously,
made this
like,
to
in the
honor
open,
him,
just
brother.
Hogan and Flair bleeding everywhere.
Flair will take the bumps, but Hogan won't. Hogan will.
Hogan's
be-
gonna give him a
it's gonna be
boost.
Hogan.
That's about it.
I never thought about it.
It's
It's like
Jess, when you
Hogan
said
and
it. I think
Michaels
we-
again
yeah,
at 2005
it's
SummerSlam.
And Flair finally goes over.
Yeah, if that's the case, Flair would go over for sure.
No, because Hogan
30,
can't go on his
30
back.
years later, Flair finally
Hogan
goes
might
over.
not
Figure-
pin him.
A figure four for 20 minutes and them just cutting each other like back, obviously back and forth.
Jay Lethal comes in
Yeah,
and
so there's
pins
some drama with that, I guess.
Hogan can't
Flair
go
addressed it
down.
on his podcast. I guess
Theory cashed in
Jay
his Money in the
Lethal's
Bank.
kind of like pissed because with all the training,
Yeah, that's what I was saying when they were gearing up towards it. Yeah,
it was gonna be him.
he thought that like I guess like yeah, it was gonna be him, but Flair also burns the bridge with every goddamn person he works
that's
with, like,
weird.
except
Really?
for Conrad.
Are we sure?
No, I've never
Yeah,
heard
because
that.
they had so Conrad took over his podcast because him and Mark Madden had a falling out. Big surprise. So Conrad said, "I'll help you finish out your contract and your podcast." So one of the themes of one of the recent podcasts
Yes.
was they were going to have Jay Lethal on because Flair has legitimately been training with Jay Lethal. They like each other. So and that scene on
Mhm.
TNA is fucking classic. And so I guess like he said, "Hey, come on my show," and then they were going to have Flair, Jay Lethal, and Conrad, and they were going to play some audio from that woo-off that they did at TNA, and they were going to talk about it and all that stuff. So I guess they get on, and Conrad's like, yeah, there's no Jay Lethal. Why? oh, I don't know. He's got hurt feelings. And Conrad's like, so elaborate. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just upset about it. He's just upset that he's not on my card, my last match card. And he was like, okay. And he's like, and so apparently Jay Lethal is not on the last match card, which I laughed at. That's how I was like, oh, total angle. Of course he's gonna. Why would he not be on the card when he basically trained Flair to get back in the ring? Why would Conrad and Crockett not book him on the card? But I guess he's not on the card, and he's legitimately pissed about it. Like, so he told Flair, like, I'm not going to be on your stupid podcast. I'm not going to do anything. Bless you. I'm not going to be on your stupid podcast. I'm not going to do anything. Like, fuck you.
Normally, I would say,
Flair's
like,
"He'll
oh,
be
they're just
over.
doing
He's
this
the
to
world
build up
champion."
to it. But, I mean, in reality, like, unless it was a bigger
Well,
star,
I thought so
like,
too.
is anyone
Yeah, I
paying
thought so too.
attention?
But
Like,
now they would.
How many people really are paying attention to that, like, aspect? Like, no one even talking about that no more. So it'd be one thing if that got people talking, but I don't even hear people talking about that no more.
Yeah.
They did it, but they didn't push it.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird.
So I don't know. I don't know his last.
Jarrett or
card's gonna be.
Jericho?
I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be Jarrett. Have you seen Jarrett's arms
Jarrett's
lately?
looking good,
Jesus
man.
Christ. Like, legitly.
Was he
When he was,
jacked?
do you
No,
see
I
him
didn't
on
see it on
Stone Cold Show?
but I know he's in shape.
No, I did not.
Stone Cold had his guns out, and so did Jarrett. And Jarrett's fucking arms are massive. And I'm like,
He's gonna fight
fucking
Flair.
training. Like,
It's gonna be him or Jericho.
Jarrett's doing some shit. His fucking arms are huge.
I think the angle with Jarrett makes the most sense. Like you're not horseman.
Yeah, because every fucking week, even when Conrad has guest hosts, like he's like, hey, Paul, and he's like, yeah, he's like, am I horseman or not? And Paul's like, I don't want to get in the middle of this, guys. Like that, and he's like, no, seriously, like it's really bothering me. So then I was like, oh, they're pushing. Okay, it's gonna be Jarrett and Flair, awesome. And then they stop. Like it's weird. Like it's so weird. Like I think Jarrett would be the best opponent, honestly.
It's a gauntlet match.
Not
He's gonna fight
historically,
Jay
in the sense
Lethal.
of,
He's gonna
like,
fight Jarrett.
you would
He's gonna
think
fight Hogan. He's gonna fight Jericho and all of his
everybody-
ex-wives
Oh my
in
god,
the gauntlet
so
match.
fucking funny. A Flair opponent battle royal. They should have a Flair opponent battle royal, and then the winner gets to face Flair
that's a good
at the
idea
end of the
too.
night.
Make
And
it
it's like
believable that
Hogan,
he's gonna
Sting,
beat the
like Jay
person.
Lethal.
Yeah, you're right, Jess. Jarrett looks pretty jacked. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching a little
Fucking
clip.
huge, his arms.
He's getting shredded. It looks like
Yeah.
for something.
Haha.
Yeah,
My arms are bigger than Hogan now.
but it's funny though. He gets shredded for that. He's getting shredded for that, but he's gonna lose. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you're not winning that match.
Guys, I snotted all over my microphone.
Haha.
Good for you.
We're at 37
Well,
minutes.
I mean, we can. Yeah, we can. I'll ex-nay the other thing.
I just want all of us to what now?
It might be too much for everybody.
What other
so.
thing?
I was just
What
gonna
are you doing?
ask what if everyone saw what the as Jim Cornette would call her, the cosplayer wrestler said about Benoit. Yeah.
Oh,
Jordynn Grace.
Jordynn's tweet.
It was
Oh,
stupid.
yeah.
That was just dumb. Like, it
That's
was
why I
just
said
dumb,
it's just
man.
someone that wants attention for
I don't know
attention.
why she did
That's all
that.
it is.
It made me think less of her. Like it really
She
did.
has
I was
stupid
like,
takes
man,
like that.
I
Though. I mean,
like
she's a
you.
good wrestler. She's a good. I guess.
I mean, she can say what she wants.
No,
It's
yeah,
free
I agree
country,
with
but
that.
At the same time, it's like,
But
I could also say
yeah,
it's
but
dumb.
you can't though,
I
according to the
think
fans.
that
That are fans
if
of her.
I
You
knew
can't.
who Jordynn Grace was, I would be more concerned.
We've
But that's what Jim Cornette's point was too. Now, if you've
I'm
heard
not
of her,
really
of
sure.
I
Butterface,
have no
which
idea who
most of
she
the
is.
people
I
haven't.
really don't.
If you saw,
Oh,
we
man.
forward her pictures. If you saw, you would know it.
She can get unscripted on here.
She has a butt.
You know what's
They have a
interesting
big
is
butt.
I've never heard
Really?
of her until this bullshit.
Really?
And so
point.
what? She doesn't like
That's
Benoit
the
because she has a
problem.
big butt.
Jordynn Grace.
Yeah.
Jordynn Grace.
What's her name? Jordan what?
Great.
She can get unscripted on
Jordynn
this
Grace.
episode. We're gonna go Howard
For
Stern here.
shit's sake.
Uh,
Whoa.
I want to see it. Everyone look at Joe's
he just said,
face when
"Whoa."
pictures come up on Jordynn Grace.
Yeah.
Nice.
Still doesn't mean she's not.
Lordy.
You know her.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was
Oh, I don't know.
that was the pie picture.
pie.
Yes, the cake.
yeah,
cake.
no, I
the cake picture.
remember now that I see her, but like, what has she done lately except for?
So I can't stand.
Waste my
I mean,
time
like
on
you
a
know,
tweet.
like I said, she's a good athlete, but she's the type of like just we complain about it when these wrestlers are feuding with each other and then they have selfies with each other like the next night and stuff. Like that's. I don't. I know. I get wrestling script. No, I know.
Yeah.
They all
I get
do
wrestling
that.
script.
I mean,
and all,
that's
but
one thing.
I agree with Jim
But
Cornette
to
in that
talk about
fashion.
somebody, and again, like you're talking about Benoit just for shock value, but the way you're talking about Benoit,
For
talking
one,
about
it sounds like
Benoit,
she's not a
Guerrero,
person. Like she knows what she's talking about.
Angle, those people in that time. There's nobody in the industry
Nope.
that can even
Nope.
lace up those
Nope.
guys' boots. It's not even
Exactly.
a question.
You're right.
It's not even close. And I don't care about their style. I don't care if you're more high flyer, you're a flippy flip. It's ridiculous. They can wrestle with any style. The Demon Legals of the
Well,
world. Good luck.
Yeah, maybe
Good
Benoit
luck
couldn't do the
trying to
flippity
outshine
flips.
that guy.
Maybe Benoit.
There's nobody
Maybe
better.
Benoit.
Fuck yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Benoit
Those
couldn't do
four
flippy
guys.
flips, but he could tell a story. Like these guys can do. They all just do the match to get all their shit
Exactly.
in. They don't tell a story.
He
with
didn't
it.
need to. That's the difference. And if you want to talk about the
Benoit.
cardio of it, like shut up. Those guys wrestled 30 minutes every
You gotta
night.
agree with the.
Every night. Like,
And people threw Angle, by
Whatever.
the way, in that mix. I'm like, you honestly think that in his
you are
prime,
Kim.
stupid.
like
No,
he would
Gil-
eat everybody in the locker room? Everybody. There's not a soul
Yeah.
alive that wrestles now.
No,
that could
the
hang
reason
with
why-
Kurt Angle in
the
his prime.
reason
Not
why
a
Kurt Angle got
fucking
brought in-
soul. There's no one.
The reason why Kurt Angle brought in was Gail. She
Gail
said that
Kim.
she's seen
Not in the ring,
people
not
made
on the
that
mic.
same argument about Angle, and that's not. And she's basically, saying no, don't
Right.
even think about it. And
It's
no
not
fucking
even
way.
close.
Like, there's no way. Even the
Yeah.
TNA Kurt Angle would beat 99.9% of the wrestlers today.
Yeah, and he was
Like,
hurt. And
eat-
he was,
eat 'em
and he was
alive.
doped
It
up.
wouldn't
That's
even be.
everyone's
It wouldn't
like
be
Conan
close.
Disco.
A
Go
healthy
go
Kurt Angle in his
interview
prime,
nobody Samoa
can touch.
Joe and
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and ask them how good Kurt Angle was when they got
Yep.
the shell of a Kurt
Exactly.
Angle when he went to TNA. Ask them how good he is. Knowing that he fucking had chronic back pain and he could barely move, even when he went to and he was an addict for a while.
You're just
he
stuck
had a
in the
problem.
past,
Yeah.
you
when
cornet
they're-
cult member. You're just stuck in the past for saying that stuff. That's.
It's not like that. It's just to shit on guys.
Those are the
like
Dave
that
Meltzers
that are-
and Kenny
they're
Milligan
not
fans
that
of the
far
world.
back, and
Joke.
they changed the industry. And it's
Oh,
He's
am
good.
I Craig?
it's not even about that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
But people will really say that.
It's just
people
such a
that are offended.
Like if
by what
hey,
you're saying
if
right
you
now.
said that, and by the way, and if you said that about Hogan or something about running rings around those guys because it was a different era and they didn't have to be in shape, didn't have to be. This had to be huge. Then yeah, I get what you're saying, but Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, those guys are not that far removed from the industry. What is
Yeah,
today.
use
They
somebody
made what it is.
realistic, like Brutus
Like
Beefcake
Hogan.
would never be able to
Actually,
hang.
I mean,
well, he
hey,
couldn't hang with the
who's-
guys back then. Like, so what's the point? Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey,
like I
don't
don't.
Hey,
pick like the
no,
top
hey.
of their class. Don't put like
Mabel-
the top of their class
Mabel
of
could
wrestlers
hang
and be
with
like,
the guys
Kurt
today,
Angle
right?
couldn't hang. What the fuck? What?
There's a reason why a lot of wrestlers don't talk like that. Like they don't say shit about Kurt Angle unless it's like
that's the new age
gushing.
of wrestling, guys.
You know,
This
come
is
on.
the
Guys,
progress
the
of wrestling.
best.
So,
He's the best.
with that being said,
I
right,
think
though.
it's a few bad apples.
You know what though? Hey, as long as FDR fucking keeps
Franklin
going,
D.
there's
Roosevelt?
still hope, dude. They're so fucking good. Yeah, Franklin D.
it sounded like you
Roosevelt.
said FDR. Sorry. I was like,
best
Oh,
film-
sorry.
best
He
film-
did.
best
He
film
did
in
say
business,
FDR.
my friend.
that's it for Unscripted. So, yeah, I guess we're just gonna end it right here, and we're gonna get on to our. I don't know how to end the show. Whoa!
Nobody knows.
Yeah, just
Bitch, just end it.
all right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.